Hi, this is Taxichronicles and I'm your host, Simon Rushton. Today we have a lovely young lady in the car. Her name is Hasset and she's from Ethiopia, but she's living here and she's doing architecture, and we're just going to have a general chat. We've got quite a long journey, it's 41 minutes, but obviously we're not going to talk for 41 minutes. So anyway, nice to have you. How are you today?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very, very good. So tell us, you've been living here for how long now?
I've been living here my whole life. I lived in Ethiopia for about 2 years, but genuinely here basically.
Okay, all right, that's good. So what made you want to be an architect?
So I was brought up in an artistic house. My dad had studied architecture before I did. My mom also did the art course in Ethiopia when she was brought up. So like I've got paintings all over my house. I did art GCSE and I was trying to find a combination between like science and art, and I think architecture was like the best fit for that, so yeah.
Science and art?
Yes.
Okay. So is your love for science or more for art?
I think it's more for art, it's a bit more abstract, but science in terms of the technical aspects, like the engineering and like the construction and sustainability part of it.
Okay. So engineering, did you ever consider being a structural engineer?
Oh, I did work experience for about 2 weeks actually, and the whole time they were like, by the end of this 2 weeks we're gonna make you a structural engineer, and then there was like architects that were telling me that no, you're gonna stick with us, and I was like, nah. At the end of the 2 weeks I was like, yeah, I'm definitely architect. Yeah.
So what is it? I think a structural engineer is like the main person on a site.
You think?
Yeah, in the industry, especially out of the professions, because that person has the ability to make the building really work, as in stand up. Everybody else does the finishes.
Yeah.
All right, the site manager has. All right, obviously my background's site manager, the degree I did, but we just bring everything together.
Yeah.
So we have to have a bit of jack of all, understanding different people's industries. But you chose architecture.
Yeah, I know architects get a little like hate because because they have so many visions and stuff, and they don't know about cost and like expenditures and everything. But I think just catering to like society, everything around you is architecture. I think that was a bit more interesting to me about the whole, like, rather than the science and all them adding up and stuff. I have to learn that along the way by the time I finish, but yeah, we'll get there.
Okay, that's interesting. I just, from my experience in the business, and I've worked in that construction industry, commercial construction industry for 10 years, is that when I'm looking at drawings, the problem is the structural engineer or the civil engineer and the architect and the M&E, the mechanical and electrical, they don't look at each other's drawings.
Oh, really?
So things clash. So I'm on site with a bunch of like 20 hairy ass men, and there's a gang of man who's saying, well, what do my guys do? They need to get paid. You got to sign this. Now I've got the director on my back saying, don't sign that, you should have sorted this out. I said, well, I've told the architect to sort out the drawing. The architect said it's not his job. The engineer should have watched his drawings. The engineer said the M&E guy should have checked his drawing. So it's a pride thing.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
then the architect's meant to sign off on everything aesthetically. And so you phone at the architect, they don't want to answer the phone. Or they don't want to come to site. So those are those things why I used to really like architects. Strangle them.
Hopefully I'll be a better one than that.
Okay, let's hope so. So what uni did you choose to go to?
Chose University of Reading.
Reading? That's quite far. But you've got quite a few good construction unis, architectural unis.
Yeah, there's
in London.
Yeah, when I was applying actually, I don't know, I think when I got to uni and I asked everyone, oh, where did you apply to? We all kind of applied to the same schools. Like, it was actually mad. I thought there was going to be so many different options, but we all kind of ended up having the same options, and wherever we went, it was like between the 5 kind of thing. So I chose Reading because it already has like an established construction school. The architecture course is not as like old as the construction school, but it's like I think the first or second best. So I was like, once it started being made, the architecture department was very good. It's still very good.
Did you ever consider South Bank, London South Bank?
No, my dad went there.
I went there.
Really?
Yeah, because London South Bank was the oldest kind of dedicated construction uni in the country. Mm-hmm. And they weren't exactly a uni, they were a college. Like Oxford was a college at the beginning, or still is. Mm-hmm. And the beauty with South Bank is that they recognise you could learn from a plumber all the way up to the architect. Yeah.
That's good.
And when they divided the place, which I didn't think was a good idea, personally, but you have a lot of opportunities. Okay. And they're over 120 years old. They were 101 years old when I was there. Mm-hmm. So that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And they recognised that you needed to learn practical as well as doing theoretical. Mm-hmm. Where all the other unis just said, no, it's just paper. Yeah. So all the directors, who I was interviewed by, they all went, yeah, I used to go there. I used to do part-time there. I used to do this. I used to do that. Now the other unis catch on because uni is a business.
Yeah, true.
So they say, oh yeah, we do part-time, but South Bank had all the big links. Yeah. All the big commercial construction companies used to come there to recruit.
Yeah. It's in London as well.
Yep. And it's not far from, it wasn't far from you. So I was just surprised that you decided, or did you want to get away from home?
No, definitely didn't. I didn't even think I was going to move out actually.
But you did?
Yeah, I ended up moving out. But it's not that far, it's like an hour drive, so.
Okay.
Yeah. I see my parents quite a lot. I come back often.
So have you got companies lined up?
In connection to the university?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think we'll learn more about that when we get into third year and they start helping us with. We have a construction fair every year where we get to know different companies that are probably linked to Reading. So it's more, but that's it benefits the construction people that do what you did and a couple other, because they've been established for longer than we have. Mm-hmm. But we still go to them and there's a couple architects that are at the fair. And we get their cards and stuff, and we have links basically.
There's a construction recruitment fair every year.
Is there? Where?
Yeah, usually in Chelsea or Knightsbridge area. Okay. If you do construction recruitment, then all the big construction firms and consultancy construction firms turn up, and you give your CV out. You go dressed in your three-piece suit, or and that kind of thing, and away you go. Yeah. So something you might want to look into.
Yeah.
When I started uni, there was 150 of us. We was a mixed bag, but we was all studying construction from architecture. All our units were the same, but it was only 8 of us were part-time. Full-time. Well, full-time.
Oh, full-time.
Yeah. And I was one of them. And by the end of that year, everybody was part-time.
Why?
Why would you just study and not work, study, someone pays for your fees, and you get paid and you get experience? So your uni work you can bring to work if you don't understand. If you're writing a dissertation, it's so much easier because you're learning new things every day.
Oh, so you're working in something that you're already...
I was working.
Okay,
I was established. So that's why I jumped into a thing. Everybody else was working, getting paid.
Oh, smart.
They had company cars, they had mobile phones, they had all those... Well, those aren't good things, really. It just means you can work from home and the boss can contact you anytime.
Yeah.
But that's the way forward. Okay. That's the way forward in that stuff. But construction's a hard business.
Yeah.
Architecture is not that hard, to be honest. It's not that hard. It's more of the design, things like that. Yeah. So tell us about Ethiopia. What's the good things about Ethiopia?
I think it's just a beautiful country. I think once you get there and you just see the whole culture, how we do things, I think it's a different culture from... I think every culture is different, but I feel I don't know, maybe just because of mine, I feel it's very, very special and different. But the food, the people, it's good vibes. Coffee.
I had the food, and it was mainly vegetarian. A big plate.
A big plate of and there's
vegetables.
There's if you went there around fasting time, because the country's Orthodox, right? So a lot of people fast around the fasting time.
Oh, so Christian, Orthodox Christian.
Yeah. So it's like, it's basically like Lent. It's like 40 days, I think. And they basically vegan.
Lent's the Jewish thing, isn't it?
No, I think it's...
You've got Jewish Ethiopians, haven't you?
I think there's a couple,
there's quite a lot of them.
But, yeah, so like the whole of Ethiopia goes vegan basically, like out of respect for the country's kind of like Orthodox religion. So like even the ice cream's vegan and all of that. But when it's not vegan, like it's perfect. Like there's meat, there's like lamb, there's goat, there's chicken. Are you a vegan? No, I'm not vegan.
Okay.
No.
Alright. So that's interesting. I didn't realise all of that. So any vegan listeners out there, you can check out the Ethiopian diets.
Yeah.
And it'll be your thing.
Yeah, it's usually like kale, lentils, there's bulgur wheat, there's a lot of things. I didn't even know what they were until I properly learned like you could buy them here. I thought it was like you could only buy them in Ethiopia, these things.
Okay.
But if you just go into like a supermarket, you'll find these things. You can make them yourself.
London's more and more diverse through immigration and other things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the beauty of being cosmopolitan, the way of nationalities and race. That everybody brings something to the table, good and bad at times. But yeah, and things like that. So how have you been coping throughout this period of time?
This pandemic?
Yep.
I think in the beginning of it, because it was like March, I still had assignments due and stuff until basically the end of May. So I was still busy for like two months as soon as I came back from uni. But since May, I haven't been doing much. I was in the house and I started learning how to bake. So
you're one of those, eh?
Yeah, I started learning how to bake, but I actually like everyone was forcing me because I practice so much. Everyone was forcing me to like make up an Instagram and stuff and like actually start posting, and now people are actually buying it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are you in business then? You're one of those opposites. So when you say you got forced, this is interesting. This is why I do the episodes.
Okay.
Because out of something there's, you always there's a hook, there's something there. Oh, okay, this is interesting now. Yeah. So you were forced. How are you forced?
It's like basically I don't like with my Instagram. I'm not active. My social media, I'm not active. I'm just like, or rather not. I'll pre and stuff. I'll go on it. I'll look around, but I won't actually post. I'm not a posting person. So when it came to like, my family and my friends saw my cakes. They were like, you have to. Even when I went to restaurants, and I would make the cake for my friend and like surprise my friend, the people that worked at the restaurant was like, where did you get that from? I was like, oh, I made it. And they'll be like, do you have an Instagram? I'll be like, no. And then they'll be like, make one now. Like, it's not kind of like...
In a restaurant, make one now.
Yeah, everyone...
I come here to eat.
Yeah, like, I literally came in telling me to get a Instagram. So everyone around me was like, you have to make one just to even show off. You don't have to sell if you don't want to. I was like, oh, I don't really know how to like properly use the whole app. Like, I was kind of like fresh with it. But yeah, that's how I kind of got forced into, because I'm not used to social media. But
so how does it work when people buy the cake from you on Instagram? Right, let's just break it down. So you're being shown, are you showing yourself making the cake?
No.
You're just saying, look what I did.
Yeah, like I just posted. Let me try and find an example.
What's your Instagram name?
It's called Cakes by Hasu.
All right, do you want to spell that so if people want to buy your cakes or check out your vegan
cakes? So CAKES and then BY and then Hasu HASU.
Okay, thank you. So you hear that, guys? Guys and girls, if you want to buy a cake, a vegan lentil.
There's vegan options. There's normal options. There's gluten-free options.
Well, you see that?
I'm trying to cater to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So how many cakes you sold so far?
I think it was 3.
Oh, 3?
Yeah. I literally just made the Instagram like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Last week?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. And so you just have it delivered to them by post?
No, you can't deliver a cake by post. I mean, I'll bring it to them. Today I'm actually gonna, once I come back from like getting my hair done, I told you, I'm gonna deliver one because the person lives close to me.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a surprise.
Are these family and friends or just strangers?
No. So far it's been like family and friends, like because a lot of my other friends started like have learnt skills during like this quarantine. Like especially the girls in my area, they like started doing lashes. So one of my friends has like, it's called Rain's Blink Bar. She does like lash extensions. Another girl does like nails, but she probably started like 2 years ago. And like, so we're basically, my friend bought a cake to support her business that's been going on for a month. So it's like supporting another business basically by supporting mine.
Yeah, so you could buy cake from Greg's or somewhere, but you're buying it from your friend instead.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I understand that. That's good. What I've noticed, I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and we were talking about young people and YouTube and how young people are making a vast amount of money.
Yeah, off YouTube.
Yeah, off YouTube, because their content is real content. Yeah. People want to watch it. They want to pay. There's not any like induced or rhetoric or government rhetoric. It's just real content that they're getting, and which is great. And he's saying how his friend makes 10 grand a month.
Really?
Yeah, people make money.
Wow.
Remember, if you use Patreon, Instagram, and YouTube, those are the main money.
True.
Money earners.
Social media is like.
Yeah, so those are the main things you've got to look at. Why? So you're not making money from Facebook. Yeah. But you will make money from YouTube, those three. Yeah. So you may as well focus on having it on those three. Yeah. People will find you on LinkedIn and see your history on LinkedIn, which is different. Yeah. But generally, those three are the main money makers and stuff. So what have you decided? Are you going to continue doing these cakes?
I mean, I'm going to uni in like October, so I might have to like change where I'm based to like my university, so that, because a lot of people are turning 21 this year, so everyone probably, want to buy cakes. So if I move the whole thing to like Reading, take all my equipment with me when I go to uni and start making them and selling them there, and then by the time I come back for Christmas, just bring it back and do it in London. Yeah, just like switch.
But you know what you can do? When you take a cake, make a cake, you can get 21 numbers and put it on the cake. Even if it's not for that cake, take the photo, then take the things out, mend the holes, and then you can promote it. So you're promoting, say, 21 birthday cake. You come in 21, you might as well get your cake.
Yeah, that's smart.
Bam. And people say, oh yeah, I do.
Me get my 21st cake,
Yeah, I want the 21st cake, vegan, lentil, all the trendy kind of pescatarian, vegan, all of those kind of people. Yeah. They'll be happy. They'll be happy to be doing your thing. So that's great news about the cake business. So you haven't got any businesses lined up at present, but I take it you're going to, regarding their architecture. Yeah. You've got 7 years run now.
Yeah, no.
You've done your 3 years, you've got another 7 years, 10 years of studying.
Yep.
And then you're a fully fledged architect.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people take different routes actually. A lot of people don't want to be the fully qualified architect. So like, there's this thing called UI designing, and there's like graphic design, and I'm really interested in that part of like architecture. AutoCAD. Yeah, like AutoCAD, that as well. And you can be an architect and do that and work in that sector to practice and continue, but a lot of ways people are making like a lot of money are like from like website design and like graphic design.
But so, can I point out something and make a suggestion? Yeah. If you're going to be working in an architectural firm, you may as well do the course if they're going to pay for it. Oh yeah, 100%. If they pay for it, that would be great. They sponsor us. Yeah, do you see what I mean? Because they're not going to give you loads of money straight away. And when you've got that title, you're always going to command a certain amount. Yeah. It doesn't stop you doing your website thing in the meanwhile, in that respect. Yeah. And that kind of thing, But I wish you luck in that. Thanks. It's great talking to you regarding the cakes. Yeah. And even though we skimmed over Ethiopia, but we were still there. So it's quite interesting. To the listeners out there, I hope you liked that interview, and you feel free to leave a comment on this episode. I will be email link at the bottom, so you'll be able to leave your email me whether you liked it, you didn't like it, those kind of things. Don't forget to listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, all about real investors with real stories, sharing their experience about how they invested in Africa, the pros, the cons, the trials, the tribulations, and the good times. Apart from that, have a good day, and as they say nowadays, stay safe.